Hey folks, JB coming to you from Killington again. This is our fourth day of doing some live video feeds, just trying to keep everybody abreast of information that's going to be useful for them while running the Beast and the Ultra Beast this weekend. So a couple things I want to talk about today. One, we're going to talk about appropriate clothing to wear on race day as a racer. Two, we're going to talk about the burpee penalty for the obstacle that's behind me. If you've been here before, you know what I'm talking about. You see the water behind me, you see the bridge behind me. That only means one thing, that's Tarzan swing. So we'll talk about the penalties for that obstacle, or it's multiple obstacles. So we'll cover that. And then we're going to talk a few minutes about course cutoff times. And we'll kind of try to be as specific as I can about everything. I do have in my hand, this is the race day program or the athlete's guide that you were emailed when you got your confirmations. I certainly recommend, if you did not see this in your email, check your spam folders, check everything. Everybody that's registered with that email address, this is sent to that email address, and it's got the information, but I will cover that as well on this video. So let's talk about clothing real quick. So some of you are going to start really early in the morning, some of you are going to start midday, some of you are going to start a little bit afternoon. Regardless of what time you start, remember to dress appropriately for the event. A couple things that we see every year, and one of those is people come out here and they start because it's early and they start pretty much stripped down, and they've got just shorts and a tank top on, or even a hydration pack and their shorts on. And while in the morning it's cool, you're going to get warmed up, you're going to get hot, you're going to be running this course, and that's going to happen until you get to this spot right here. When you hit this water, that's going to cool you off a lot, right? Especially those running later in the day or later in the afternoon. When you get to this spot, you're going to hit this water, it's going to cool you off a lot. So when you dress and set out your gear for this race this weekend, think about that. Think about how you're going to adapt to the changing conditions over the course of the day. If you're an elite racer, you'll probably be done with the course in 3.5 hours or so. If you're running the Ultra Beast, probably 7 hours, 7.5 hours. Aside from that, it's going to take a lot of people. It's going to take an average of anywhere from about 4.5 to 7.5 hours to complete this course. So you got to remember the temperature changes and the condition changes throughout the course of the day on a mountain like this. They're very drastic. They vary. The high on Saturday is calling for 75 degrees, but it is going to be partly cloudy. So again, think about that when you start planning that gear. Sunday, it's going to be 73 degrees. There's a chance of rain late in the afternoon. So again, in your mind, mentally prepare for that. How am I going to dress so that I can accommodate? Am I going to carry a hydration pack where I can take something with sleeves on, take it off and throw it in my hydration pack, and if I start to get cool after the swim or after the Tarzan swing, I can throw that back on and continue on, get my body heat built back up. Either way, you've got to know what's best for you, and you've got to be able to come prepared best for what you're capable of doing based on the training you've done up to this point. All right, so let's talk about the burpee penalty here for Tarzan swing. You can see over here where the Jeep is at. Kelly can pan over. There's a Jeep parked here. That's going to be the entrance. But this year, before you get to that entrance, you're going to run. The course is going to bring you in a loop around to where we're standing right now. And I've got a couple UTVs parked. You see all the life vests here. There's going to be a corral. You're going to loop in. You're going to grab your life vest. You're going to loop back out to the start. You're going to enter the water. Okay, you're going to enter the water back over here. You're going to make a swim out to the bridge.
It's gone.
All right, sorry for the interruptions, guys. Sorry for the cuts in and outs. When you climb the rope ladder, you're going to ring the bell. You're going to transition the Tarzan swing, which is 6 ropes. You're going to ring the second bell. You're going to drop back into the water. You're going to swim right to the other side of the bridge. And when you come out, you're going to take your life vest off, right? You're going to take that PFD off, and you're going to drop it back in the corral. Right? And one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to do burpees because you failed a part of this obstacle or all of the obstacle, or you're going to drop your vest in the corral and you're going to take off and follow the gravel road down and around and follow the course marking at that point. So let's talk about burpees on this obstacle. Technically, this is 3 obstacles in one. It's a swim, it's a rope ladder with a bell, and it's a Tarzan. It's the rope swings with the bell. So with all 3 of those in mind, I've had some people emailing me, hey, if I can't get around it, and if I can't swim and I'm scared of the water and I can't do this, what options do I have? Well, the only option you've got is when you come around, we'll make sure the volunteers know, you can burpee out of the obstacle, right? If you're going to burpee out of the entire obstacle, swim, rope climb, Tarzan swing, and everything, you're going to owe my volunteers and me, you're going to owe us 90 burpees, right? So 90 burpee penalty, right? So again, if it's the fear of the water that you're dealing with, we've got the PFDs. We've got plenty of lifeguards and medical support out here to help you out. If you want to try it, give it a shot. You're going to have the life vest to go. At least give that part of it a shot. Give the effort to make the climb up the ladder. You may get up the ladder and realize you can't do the Tarzan swing. the ropes across. Limit the number of burpees because when you get 90 burpees at this location, you've got a lot of race left to go. You're going to be taxed already with a lot of energy spent just doing burpees to burpee out. It's your call. You have that option, but again, you will be held accountable for your 90 burpees. Please keep the integrity of what it is and get the burpees done the way that you're supposed to get them done.
Tell them again about life jackets. They're asking.
What's the question about life jackets?
Are life jackets mandatory this year?
Yes, life jackets are mandatory for every racer that encounters this obstacle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Elite, competitive, or open class. It does not matter. Everybody takes a life jacket when they do the obstacle. It's fun for us to watch you swim with a life jacket, by the way, so we enjoy that. So let's talk about course cutoffs. Big topic. I'm going to walk out this way a little bit. Course cutoffs are very important, especially for ultra beasters and beasters alike, because if you don't make these timelines, if you don't make these marks and points on course, you risk being pulled off course. And the only reason that happens is because it's a safety issue. And again, on this mountain, you don't want to be on this mountain any more than you have to be once it gets dark, or even late into the evening. So course cutoff 1 is going to, and again, I'm reading this right out of the race day program, the athlete's guide. So this is information you guys have. I'm just going to go line for line through here so everybody understands. All Ultra Beast racers that have cleared the transition area by 2 p.m. will need to be clear of the bridge obstacle by 4:30. So that's two course cutoffs, right? You have to be in on your first lap to the transition area, right? To your bag check. You've got to get your nutrition. You've got to change your shoes, change your socks, whatever it is you do in the transition area. You have to be out of the transition area by 2 o'clock. Right? Failure to be out of the transition area by 2 o'clock, I will be there. Cut your timing chip off. You will not be allowed to continue because at that point in time, you're not making the timeline that you need to make to be able to finish the course in the time allotted to finish the course. All right. So the bridge obstacle, but by 4:30, Kelly can pan over. If you can see it, it's on the other side in the parking lot over there. That's the bridge obstacle. Tarzan swing is not the bridge obstacle. The bridge obstacle is the bridge. You'll climb up and over, and when you climb up and over, you'll climb down the other side before getting to Tarzan swing. All right. You need to be there on your second lap. You need to be there, or on the beast on your first lap of the beast. You need to be at that point by 4:30. We will be there at 4:30. And again, if you're not there and through that position at 4:30, you're not making the pace that you need to keep to be able to finish the course on time.
Ask them if that's better. They're saying it's too windy. They can't hear.
Is it too windy?
Turn.
Okay, so we'll turn back around over here and go over this way. Try to get out of the wind. All right. So again, 31-minute pace per mile on this course is what you've got to maintain in order to be able to finish this course on time, right? That's a very realistic pace to be doing. So number 2, all Ultra Beast racers not through Water Station 5 on lap 2 by 6:30 p.m., right? If you remember last year, it was rope climb. It was 6 o'clock. We changed it to 6:30 because we had a delay in the start. Same thing this time. If you're not through that water station, number 5, in the athlete's guide says number 6. Number 6 is at the top of the hill. You don't want to be there by 6:30. If you can be there by 6:30, you'll be fine. But we renumbered the water stations. We got some letters and some numbers, so we renumbered the water stations and adjusted. So it's Water Station 5, which is in the festival area that is between the obstacle twister and Death March going up the mountain, right? You've got to be through that water station by 6:30. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're not through that water station, I'm going to take your timing band and I'm going to let you walk back through festival and be done with it. Again, it's all about your safety. 4 p.m., any racers on course must have a working headlamp. Must have a working headlamp. And no sharing of headlamps, guys. Every racer, each individual racer has to have their own individual headlamp. Flashlight, something to provide light that you can keep on. And it has to stay on once we give the signal that it's all headlamps on. They have to be on the entire rest of the event from that point forward, right? And I will note, any racer starting from 12 p.m. on in the start corral, you will be asked to have a headlamp there. If you don't have a headlamp at that point, then we may or may not let you start at that point in time. Because again, it's a safety issue. You've got to be prepared to be ready to be out there at dark. All right. For beast racers on both days, all racers not past the bridge obstacle, which is approximately mile 5, that obstacle, by 4:30. Again, same thing. That's a time cut. We will be there to meet you, and we will be encouraging everybody to get through that spot. We want you to get through those cutoffs so that we can allow you to finish this event. The next one, 6:30. Any racer who has not passed Water Station 5 on the Beast, and we talked about same with the Ultra Beast on their second lap or Beast on your first lap. You've got to be past Water Station 5 in the festival area, which is between Twister and Death March. You've got to be through that water station by 6:30. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The final cutoff is what it is. It's 9 o'clock. Course closes, guys. Course closes at 9 p.m. We've got to make sure, and our goal is to get everybody off this mountain and across the finish line by 9 p.m. not through A-frame, not back in the festival without a timing chip, but across the finish line. That's what we want. So again, 9 o'clock is key. Everybody's got to be through by 9. If I can see you coming through Spearman or Slipwall and you're in the festival area and it's 9 o'clock, I'll let you get around because you're just doing Olympus, A-frame, and crossing the fire jump into the finish line. But if you're at the top of the mountain and you're not through that point and the 9 o'clock bell rings, we're done. We're going to bring you down. We're going to cut your time and chip off, and we're going to get you off the mountain. I have multiple things that I've got to consider when we determine these cutoffs. 1 is racer safety. 2 is my staff safety. 3 is my volunteer safety. All 3 of those are equally important to me, and I'm not willing to jeopardize any of those for the benefit of another one of those. So if you've got questions on these cutoffs, if you've got questions on clothing, if you've got questions on the burpee penalty for the Tarzan swing, again, email me, jasonb@spartan.com, shoot me a PM on Facebook, whatever is easiest for you. I don't care. I'll do my best to get those answered as I see them come in. But most of all, be mentally ready. A lot of things we talked about today are huge mental barriers and blocks for everybody that are coming out to do this event. And again, people worry about the cutoffs, and if you're worried about the cutoffs, you should probably be worried about the cutoffs. You've got to just, in your mind, set a standard that I'm going to maintain a 31 minute per mile pace so that I make the cutoffs and get across the finish line. Some of these uphills, when you do Death March, very few people are going to do Death March in 31 minutes. But the other side of that is it's all downhill once you get to the top. You're going to hit a couple obstacles, you're going to loop back in, and you're going to come down towards the finishing sequence. So again, you should be able to make up that time on that mile coming down. You should be able to do that in less than 31 minutes. So again, it's a balancing act. It's a juggling act out there trying to keep your times right. 31 minute per mile pace is what you got to maintain, and you've got to be through the cutoffs that we talked about. See you guys later, and we'll have more information tomorrow. Peace.